king!
Welcome back, Headless Horde. So, a few days ago, I asked for some input on questions that you had for San Diego Comic Con. I reached out on Twitter, on Instagram, TikTok, and my YouTube channel. So, what I want to do today is go over the most common questions I got and that I've seen on social media, and I'm going to see if I can help you out. Now, as you can see, I have the Comic-Con website pulled up. This really has not been updated for 2022. So what you want to do is, this main page is where you want to be to find information. If you go over to Toucan, it's going to take us over to the tips. And you can see that they last announced the 8th and final wave of Comic-Con guests. So over here on the side, if you look down, you want to go down to tip of the day. Tip of the day, typically they send these out daily as we get closer. Now, they haven't started doing them yet. They may be waiting until after the 4th of July. But if you scroll down, you can kind of see that in 2019, they ended up doing this 22 times. So, so you just keep your eyes peeled on the website. Follow them on social media. Twitter is probably the best one to follow them on. But usually they do send these out a little sooner than what it is now. But we are still, we're still about over 3 weeks away. Let's go through some of our questions. On TikTok, Ryan96147, he asked, what tips do you have for time management in a day? And then he also adds, making time for panels, vendors, and other experiences to maximize your overall experience. So that's a really good question. Time management is huge. So what you want to do is, depending upon how many days you're going to be there, you really want to kind of outline what you want to accomplish each day. Now, San Diego Comic Con is not as big on autographing as some of the smaller cons are, or even New York Comic Con. They typically hold lotteries for a lot of those, the bigger autographs, or you go to a specific booth, and that's where the autographs will take place. But again, most of the time you have to either A, win a lottery, which they have not posted yet, how they're going to be doing that. So in 2019, basically what happened is they gave you some points, and you assigned the points to each of the exclusives or autograph sessions. So you basically assign like how many ping pong balls you want in the hopper in each of those sections, and then that's kind of how they choose. So like I know some people would put all of them in if they really wanted an autograph. They would put all their points into Lego or whatever, trying to get the exclusive. So I'm assuming that's how they're going to be doing this. So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I would assume that they're going to be announcing that either this week or next week. So you just keep your eyes peeled on social media for those updates. And I'll be updating on the channel when this stuff happens as well. And if I'm able to show you a practice video of how to do it, I will do that. You definitely want to make sure you know what you're trying to accomplish each day. If Hall H is a priority for you, then you want to make sure you get in that line as early as you can. And I'm talking about like the night before. We're going to talk a little bit more about this because what they did in 2019 is they handed out wristbands. So that way you don't have to sleep overnight if you don't care about where you're sitting in Hall H. Now, remember, in Hall H, you have the main stage, but they have large monitors. So it's cool to sit all the way in the front. You just got to figure out, is it worth your time to sleep overnight, and that kind of stuff. Now, if you have a group, I highly recommend trying to get into a group, and you guys can hold places for one another. So like maybe one person has like a 3-hour shift in the beginning of the night, and you kind of go all the way through the night like that, where people can go back to their hotels, or just camp out all together. But I know you're not allowed to bring any kind of tents. You can't bring anything to make a fire. It's basically, they do allow a sleeping bag and then a chair. And the chairs can't be like huge, like you know, inflatable, the most comfortable chair in the world. It's going to have to be ones that you can fold up. Now remember too, if you're bringing a huge foldable chair, this is something you're probably going to have to carry around all day. So just keep that in mind. Again, I'll be posting more videos on San Diego Comic-Con and what to bring and some examples of items. As we get closer, probably next week I'll show you what kind of type of chair I have that are available on Amazon, and they're very small bags. They fit into my backpack, so they're really really good. So if Hall H is important to you, it depends also. Do you want to be in there the whole day? Do you want to just see the first panel? Do you want to try to get in the middle of the day? Because if you go in the middle of the day, you're going to have to jump back in that line. And I tried doing this for the Dark Crystal panel they had in 19, and I waited in line for like 3 hours, and I never even got in. So typically, people who get into Hall H, they either want to kind of be there all day long, or what they want to do is they want to basically just see the first panel of the day, which is usually the big one, and then at that point they'll leave. And then that does give people who are waiting in line for Hall H still an opportunity to get in, even if they don't have the wristbands. As far as vendors and other experiences, just know you're going to wait in line. So if you're looking at just taking a look at the vendors, you can basically just walk around and you can just take a look, see what you see. There's typically not too many lines or anything like that. And as far as other experiences, in the past I've had like a Walking Dead experience. There's some gaming stuff. You're gonna have to wait. And 45 minutes, an hour, maybe even longer. It just really depends how popular the experience is. There are also a lot of offsites, and again, you're talking about hour waits, maybe longer. It all depends on the popularity of what the offsite is, but you definitely want to have a plan going into each day. For example, if I want to get into Hall H, I'm going to try to get that wristband so I don't have to sleep overnight. Then after Hall H, if let's say I just want to go for the first panel, then you'll have time to get down there. Now, let's talk about exclusives really quick, because this is another question I had: is how do I get exclusives like Hasbro, Funko, and Lego? So again, those are going to be run through lottery. So you're going to know going in, did you get it? Now, most of these vendors that you do have to win the lottery for, they will open up the booth to the general public toward the end of the day, typically between 3 and 5 p.m. Unfortunately, there's no way to really know. It just depends how fast they get through the lottery winners. Now, here is the issue. You will get yelled at, especially over by Funko, if you're just standing there and you're just looking and waiting. They will tell you to keep moving. Like literally, you can walk circles in that area. Now, with the Funkoville, it's a little bit different this year because it looks like it's going to be much larger than it has been in the past. Now, we don't know if Mondo and, Loungefly will be on the lottery. I'm assuming that Loungefly probably will be. Mondo, I have no idea. Funko just bought Mondo, so no one really knows what's going to be happening with that yet. But there's a movie theater and everything else, so I don't know exactly if that's all going to be part of the lottery or if it's just, you're going to just walk down there and see. If this is something you're interested in and, there is no lottery for like the movie theater or there's no lottery for Mondo or, whatever else is in that area. I know there's a restaurant in that area. You're probably going to have to wait in line. You get in line pretty early in the morning, and there's two main lines outside. There is a Hall H line, and then there's a Everything Else line. The Everything Else line is typically the line you want to get into if you want to get to any of the exclusives or whatever specific booth you want to get to. That's basically what you're getting a line for. Now, like I said, some booths will be running autographs, but you're going to have to get that booth right away, because once those wristbands are gone, then those autographs are gone. So you definitely want to keep an eye on the website. They haven't really announced autographs yet, so we're still kind of waiting on that. Also from TikTok, I have another question. This is from @flashlightbuff. What time would you recommend getting into the next day Hall H line on Friday just to get a wristband to be able to get in on Saturday? So again, they usually pass them out in the evening. I have heard of people getting in line the morning of. So for example, if you want to get there on Saturday, and I believe that's Marvel Day, you're going to probably, if you want to guarantee yourself a wristband, you're probably throwing away most of your Friday. You could definitely get in line like around 3 or 4 and roll the dice and see. I don't know exactly how many people can fit into Hall H. I don't know if they're going to be doing anything different because of all the COVID restrictions. Everyone's wearing a mask, everyone's vaccinated. They're probably not going to do much, as far as eliminating the chairs or whatever. I think it'll be full. If you really, really, really have your heart set on seeing that, yeah, a lot of times you gotta throw away the day before, unfortunately. I may head over there around 4 and just kind of see what it looks like. And then they usually pass out those wristbands in the evening. I believe, if I remember in 2019, I think it was like around between 6 and 7 they started. And that way you at least know if you have it. And if you don't have it, then, that way you're not wasting your time standing in that line. And then if you want to stay in the Hall H line, you can, because those are the people who care about where they sit. Again, once you have your wristband, if you don't care about where you sit, as long as you get back to that line by 7:30 in the morning, they almost all but guarantee that you have a spot in Hall H. Now, I wouldn't wait to 7:30. I would definitely get there around 6. The convention center opens at 10, so you're still going to be waiting for quite a while. But that's basically the way Hall H works, because it's, one of the most popular things there. Another question that I saw on social media was, is there an app for SDCC? Yes, there is an app. And I'll show you what this looks like right here. If you're listening to this through the podcast, if you go on Google Play Store, or if you go on to the App Store on Apple, you just type in San Diego Comic-Con. SDCC won't really get you a hit, so you're going to have to type in San Diego Comic-Con. There is an app there, and as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that the app really has not been updated. I'm unable to log in, so we're just kind of waiting. And usually the app will be loaded typically a week before. But there is an app, so I would highly recommend downloading that, because it will have a pretty good map to be able to find yourself around that convention center. All right, we have one other question I wanted to touch. Actually, we'll do 2 more questions. The next question is, how do I get other booth exclusives? So I believe this person is talking about things that are not going to be part of the lottery. So that is the everything else line, and you will just line up in that. You can get in that line as early as you like. And again, if you are really after one of the certain exclusives, like for a lot of people will do this for like pins, exclusive pins. Like for example, there is Hallmark. They usually have a couple of different exclusives, and they're limited. So you would have to get there probably first thing in the morning. Like I mentioned, some of the special autographs that are not part of the lotteries. So I know Todd McFarlane is signing. I think he's signing every day. But again, there's only so many tickets available for that. So if that's something you want to do, and I believe you don't have to pay for those autographs. You just got to get to the table and get your ticket, and then they'll tell you what time to come back. But again, once those tickets are gone, then that autograph session for that day for that person is gone. So that's basically what the everything else line is for. Obviously, if you win a lottery and you have that early timestamp, so you have that 10 a.m. for Funko, if you want to guarantee yourself any limited pieces, which I don't believe there are as of right now, the bag with the Stranger Things Demogorgon. Now that might not be at Funko. That's probably going to be at Loungefly, which will be right next to Funko, but it's not the same lottery. So, you just got to make sure that you understand that different exclusives are at different booths. So just because it's a Funko Pop doesn't mean it's going to be at Funko. Entertainment Earth, they usually will have some type of exclusive from San Diego Comic-Con, but again, I have not seen anything announced yet. So you just got to kind of keep your eyes on social media or on my YouTube channel. And the final question for today: how does autographing work, and where can I find the list of actors appearing? Again, we're on the website, so we're going to go down, and if we go back over to the main site, we're going to go over here to programs and guests, and then this is where the panel schedule will be. So as of right now, there's nothing there. And it's not really even updated, because when you click here to see a past event, it's saying it's not found. If we go down to programs and guests, and we go to autographs, so you can see right there on the autographs, there it's the same thing. So there's nothing updated, so we don't have any information on that. But from what they've done in the past, basically what's going to happen is they're going to be up in the sales area. So sales is on the upper floor. It's above the convention floor. So over in sales, this is where you're going to pick up like your lanyard and your program and anything else that they're going to give out this year. Usually a bag so you can carry some stuff you buy. Now, in the sales pavilion, this is along the walls is where the guests will be doing their autographs. Again, if you've been to any other convention, like for example, Star Wars Celebration or New York Comic Con or any of the Galaxy Cons, ICCC, any of these local cons, San Diego Comic Con typically won't have those high level guests doing autographs. There will definitely be guests that are doing autographs, but you're not going to get like your Giancarlo Esposito. You're probably not going to get Ashley Eckstein. You're not going to get your bigger stars doing the autographs at San Diego. They either are part of a booth and they're doing it as a promo, where they're not going to even sign your own figure or your own photo. It's basically, again, these are the lottery winners. It's usually like a promo poster, and then each of the stars will sign it, and that's all they'll do. In the sales pavilion, they will sign personal items, but again, you're not going to get those bigger stars like you do at the smaller conventions. So, again, if you have any questions, you can always ask. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can hit me up on social media at Instagram at HeadlessNedStark. On Twitter, I am at HeadlessNed. Or you can follow me on TikTok and ask questions there at HeadlessNedStark. Alright guys, I hope this helps. So go ahead and drop me any more comments below, and I can answer more questions on the next video. I'm hoping that they post more of this information this week. Today's being Monday, so hopefully we'll get much more information. I am actually leaving on July 7th to head out. I will be driving to California from Ohio, and I'll be vlogging the entire trip. So again, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm only 5 subscribers away. We're going to be doing a giveaway. I'm probably going to do the giveaway after San Diego Comic-Con, unless I hit the 5 subscribers by Wednesday this week. But I'm going to be doing a big giveaway for 150 subscribers. Once again, I do really appreciate the support. You can also check me out on Patreon at patreon.com/HeadlessNedStark. And I think that's about it for today, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, keep those heads on.